I don't know how we get past this bad energy around the team itself. I'm so impressed with what the fans did. That is just amazing. Our fans deserve so much more.
Hello everybody and welcome back to CADS. At the moment it's just Austen and myself. We're going to sit back. Austin's probably got a nice little drink of something. Austen, what have you got for us tonight? Of something. There we go. It's something. We are going to be joined.
It's a glass of Southern French rosé, probably Provençal.
Very posh. I have a bottle of a mini bottle of champagne here, just behind my monitor, waiting for the day that we actually avoid relegation. If we avoid relegation, and then I might pop it open and have a drink. But we are going to be joined later on, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Ash is going to be with us. But we're here to talk about that must-win game that we didn't win. So, Tottenham, we have a problem. Austen, you watched the match, right?
I did.
Yeah. And
I'm somewhat cheesed off with the response that has been given, because I watched that game, and during the entirety of the first half, apart from the first 5 or 10 minutes when Forest dominated, I thought we looked the most likely team to score.
Yeah.
In the second half, we made the most ridiculous substitutions, I thought. Oh, looks like Ashley's turning up.
Ash is joining us. He's loading in now. Yeah.
Hi, Ash.
Hey, Ash, how you doing? Oz was just telling us about substitutions and the quality of or lack.
Everyone else is on suicide watch, by the way, Ash. The substitutions I thought were crap, but even then, after they scored in the first half, we nearly scored on 2 occasions.
Yeah.
We really went back at them, and then in the second half, those substitutions I thought flattened us, and we just didn't seem to get any energy or vitality in the second half. And then they scored relatively soon into the second half, and that destroyed what little confidence we had from the first half. But I still think that we could have had 2 penalties. I still think we're unlucky with a lot of decisions. I thought the player, he made 2 fouls, and he was finally booked in the second half.
Sangari?
Yes. But that tackle on Archie Gray, if that had been Ramiro, he'd have been sent off. He went straight through him onto his leg and just about broke his leg.
Studs up, followed through with his studs.
Yeah.
Made contact with his shin, and the ref
should also have been a penalty. So it should have been a sending off and a penalty.
That one was outside the box, I think, but there was another one earlier on.
I thought it was in the box.
No, that one was just outside the box. There was another one earlier on where Sarr, had his ankles clipped.
Yeah, that was a blatant trip.
And the ref did nothing about it, and the ref was awful. I mean, but we've said this so many times this season. I mean, are we just doomed to suffer bad refs for every single game? Because honestly, I can't remember a good refereeing performance this season. We've had middling, or we've had awful, and the majority seem to have been awful.
Sante,
Slencher. There we go. Ash, what did you think of the game?
First of all, I said this a few weeks ago. I said I think it can get worse, and it has been getting worse. There's some bad juju around the club right now. If you guys know what voodoo juju, bad vibes, karma, whatever, everything is conspiring to go against us, from bad refereeing to red cards to not getting calls to stupid plays by our players. Everything conspiring. It's like a death spiral, and like Oz, I've been a fan for 50-something years. That's my answer to everything these days. Margaret Atwood said, how many books have you published? She got 50-something. How many cities have you toured in? 50-something. How old are you? 50-something. So anyway, I've been supporting Spurs for 50-something years. I think I'm going to retire soon because the last 2 seasons they've almost killed me. I've been thinking about it seriously. I used to go to watch every game at the pub. I think I've only been to 2 games this season. Somebody asked me to come yesterday. I went, "Nah, I don't feel good about it." Luckily, I didn't. I don't know how we get past this bad energy around the team itself. I'm so impressed with what the fans did. That is just amazing. Our fans deserve so much more, and senior managements may well dearly pay for their mismanagement over the last few years.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the only way we can avoid relegation is by West Ham just being significantly worse than us. And so far, they've kept pace. We lose, they lose. My concern is that they were playing Aston Villa, who are legitimately a good side, and
Yeah,
we were playing Nottingham Forest, who legitimately are not. So it's very difficult for me to kind of feel chipper about, not having been caught up on by West Ham when they played a better side. And there's a good chance if they were to play Nottingham Forest, they might get something out of it right now. I
they
don't have the list of all their upcoming fixtures, but honestly, I can see them picking up more points than us. And the hope was we would just scrape over the line. But so far,
hello
well,
Cardiff, here we come. Hello Lincoln, here we come.
don't. Oh, God, can you imagine?
Really?
Um,
Cardiff and
but
Lincoln. How about that?
since Igor Tudor took over, there are two games that I consider to have been must win: Crystal Palace and this one, Nottingham Forest, and we've lost both of them. So we've lost two must win games, and you're looking and saying the next three matches suddenly they're even more important. Our next three matches are Sunderland, Brighton, and Hove Albion at home, and then Wolves. I mean, Wolves,
Isn't
raise
Leeds
their game occasionally and play
isn't
good
Leeds
football.
Leeds is after that?
Leeds is into May, so we've got
Yeah, this might
Villa,
well go down to the
Leeds,
last.
Chelsea, and then Everton is our running. We
Right, yeah. Yeah.
absolutely need to be safe by the end of that Leeds game. Otherwise, you're
No,
going to have Chelsea who will just be like gorging on the idea of sending us down. Because if
no,
we're
it's
not
going
safe
for
by
the
that
last game.
game,
It's going to go down to the last weekend. It's going to go to the last weekend. This is going to go.
we're in real trouble if it goes to the last weekend because Everton are playing some good football right now.
This is
And
going to
they're
go to
not
the
the
last
same side
weekend.
we faced earlier in the season.
Yeah,
So
but hey, we make everybody play good football. Doesn't matter who they are, good, bad, indifferent.
it does feel like that, doesn't it?
It does.
Let's
Um,
talk about
hey,
the manager.
one thing about Tudor, he might well have known that his if it indeed was his father was ill or
Hmm.
whatever, and it might have just been incredibly uh, distracting during the game, and may have been the reasons for weird calls. Did David Weeks suggest that something happened at halftime with Spence and Van de Ven? I think Dave Weeks did suggest something happened. Did
I
anybody hear
think he
anything?
asked the question, did something happen?
Okay.
He would like to know if something happened at
Right.
halftime in that match.
Right.
Because it does seem unusual that you take off Van de
Yes.
Ven and Spence.
Yes.
I thought Spence had a good game. I thought
Yeah,
Spence was doing particularly well. Van de Ven I thought was struggling a little bit. I wasn't surprised by that substitution. But Spence I was genuinely surprised because he was playing well. In regards to Igor Tudor and I think it's been confirmed it was the death of his father. I mean that's heartbreaking that something like that happens. You got to feel for him.
Happens to us all, but he could have been totally distracted, which may have
Well,
been
yeah,
responsible
but
for his weird calls.
by the sound of it, he got the news during the game.
There you
So
go. There
for him to stay on the touchline
Yeah.
throughout that is credit to him, frankly. But we've got a manager now who has effectively failed to win two must-win games, failed to pick up points in any other game apart from the Liverpool game, and we're suddenly looking down the barrel of relegation with a difficult run of matches at the end of the season Aston Villa are not going to be easy. Chelsea, absolutely not going to be easy. Everton, absolutely not going to be easy. You know, we cannot expect to take anything from those the way we're playing. And
Yeah,
our confidence just seems so
so,
damn brittle right
so,
now.
so what are you saying under that all, Stu? Go ahead, say it.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead,
See,
say
again,
it.
it comes down to the thing.
We're going to be fucking relegated.
No, no, I can't. I can't
No, you,
even.
when we were up 9 points, you would say, no, 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 we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. You know, there are still winnable games coming up. Charlie's joining. Charlie's joining
you
in.
just
Right?
said,
Good Lord.
There's no hope, guys. There's no hope.
There
yeah,
is
I just,
some hope. There
hey,
is
Charlie,
winnable games.
Charlie, I just said to Stu, I said, Stu, what are you saying? What are you not saying? That we're going to get fucking relegated. I mean, really, it's on. It's on. Unfortunately, no one
It's
wants to
on.
see it, but it's on.
It's
We've
on.
got one more card to play, haven't we? Like we're in a 3 week break now. We've got a situation where our interim manager has just sadly lost his father
Yep.
and is probably going to be away from the club for the next few days to week or so. You know, spending time with his family, as he bloody well should. I am not going to say this man should be dropping everything with his family responsibilities and everything like that and heading to Tottenham because Tottenham are in a relegation fight. I'm sorry. There are certain things that are more important, and family is more important than football. Um, Maybe that depends on your family. My family, certainly more important than football. Okay. So for me, if he goes and spends time, if it was me in charge of the money and the finances and everything like that, I would be going and finding a new manager and saying to Igor, we understand what has happened,
Yep.
the situation that's come up. We will pay up your contract. Everything that you were due, we will pay that up. Right? You've come
Without the
in, you've tried
bonuses.
your best. Right? This situation has come up, it's completely out of your control. We understand that. Right? So we're going to have to make a decision. This is a decision we've made. Best of luck to you. Here's a bunch of money. Thank you. Right? And then you go and you find someone else. Who that someone else is, I have, again, my ideas. I have my thoughts, and it would be unpopular because my thoughts are Ryan Mason with somebody to guide him and be a bit of a touchstone for him. But there are people out there who will be saying, oh, we should get Gareth Southgate in. We should be getting somebody else in. And I'm like, our only chance right now, I feel, is to get someone in who lives and breathes this football club and gets the players believing in that and gets the players on side and thinking we can go out and we can do it. And we do it for this football club and we do it for these players. And I do it for that manager because that manager lives and breathes this football club.
Well, I actually think we need somebody who knows how to coach attackers. Actually knows how to get people to score, score goals. We've just seem bereft of attacking intent, regardless of the amount of endeavor we put in the other day. Just a quick question about on the on Tudor's dad. I was obviously just horrible time. I mean, just not that you time these things, but like, my gosh, how awful, how
Yeah.
terrible. I mean, to lose your dad is a huge. It's almost like it's a life, and I don't know this, but like it must be a life milestone that you can never anticipate. So who knows what that guy's going through. My question is, does anyone know if it happened before or after the Forest match?
Yeah, we were just talking about that, and Stuart said that he thought that we'd got information. He got information during the match. Listen, he probably already knew before the match that his father wasn't doing well. It probably wasn't sudden, and it might have been ongoing. So my thing was saying that he was probably distracted during the whole game.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a possibility.
it's. I mean, if he knew before and he went in anyway,
Yeah,
kudos to him.
yeah.
Honestly, kudos. But
Yeah.
if it was sudden, he had every right. If his dad was on his deathbed to go and be with his dad, I think we all agree upon that. But
Anyway,
I just,
move, moving forward, Charlie. What do
mm,
you say?
it's really tough because again, it comes down to whether I think this sounds ridiculous, but like if he went to Spurs, if he went to that Forest game, and he was open and honest about the fact that his dad had just died to the players. I mean, not that they needed any more inspiration, not that they needed any more people on the high street. Here's what I feel about the team right now. Sorry to just slide in here right now and just unload, but at least we know we're shit now. I mean, at least we know how bad we are. We could not have been given a better chance to beat these guys, and we got trounced. In an attacking sense, we created very, very little, and we seem completely standoffish to shooting from distance. Everyone was like, "Oh, we had a great game against Atletico." There's just something different in Europe where we are allowed a certain amount of freedom within that 10 role, and someone like Simmons can actually dictate the game a little bit more, and we get his goal against Atletico was special, but it came from Archie Gray winning it, and then a 1-2, and then another 1-2, and then Simmons taking the ball by the horn. I just don't think you get that time in the Premiership. I think it's the different
you don't
beast.
if the two players that played well on Wednesday weren't playing. I mean, Simmons should have been playing. So should Kolo Muani.
Yeah, no, I mean, why change a winning formula? I mean, Richarlison and Solanke have been doing all right. I mean, I thought we looked really good going in, and until about the 40-minute mark, I thought we were way better than them.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees on that.
Way
Looking at the
better.
match stats, we had more shots. They had more shots on target. We had more shots off target. Obviously, we had more attempts from outside of the box. We hit the woodwork more than they did, 1-0. We had
2-0.
offsides. Yeah. XG, they had a better XG. They had a better XG from open play. We had a better XG from set pieces, which is ironic considering they scored their first goal from a set piece. So, I mean, we had chances, we had opportunities, we just didn't take them. You know, it comes down to not the luck of the draw, but it comes down to sometimes the thinnest of margins. And I don't want to harp on about it, but I probably am. The referee was bloody awful. And if you're playing against a team where the match is already tight and the referee's giving 50-50 decisions to the opposition every single time and denying you what looks, they should have had a guy sent off. There should have been a penalty or two. So, I think there's only two clubs that have gone this far into the season in the Premier League and have not been awarded a penalty. We're one of them.
Ever?
No, in this season.
Oh.
So, I mean, but we are on a historic run of, the lowest number of points in Premier League or something since 1961, I think, was the last time we had a run that was worse than this. It's historic what we're seeing right now, but not in the way we want it to be.
No, it can't be 61. We were good at 61. That's to be.
Yeah, we did win the double that year.
Yeah,
there was something like 61. There was a year that was given. I can't remember what it was. I'll see if I can find it while we chat. But yeah, I mean, are we doomed to relegation simply because the referees are pissed off with us because of the Liverpool thing last year?
No, I mean, I hear a lot of interesting things about Arsenal. They need. I heard something that they need to make the Premier League more exciting, so that they need another winner of the league. It's important that they keep the winners fresh. It can't just be Man City every year. So somebody's pulling strings from high above. I hear this about the NFL as well, and I'm like, how do you coordinate something so complex to become so? How can you script that? But with enough forces in the right direction, who knows what goes on? I mean, politics is a great example of just how we were all manipulating, thinking this is a fair game, and it's actually completely scripted almost. So I wouldn't doubt that there is committees of these PGMOs, referees commissions, the FA, to come together and go, we need another winner. We can't just have Man City win it again. Like, what are we going to do about this? Well, we do have some sort of influence over this, and that's the referees. And, I think Tottenham going down is exciting. It's exciting to a lot of people. I think a lot of people will be energized by that. The fact that somebody like Spurs can go down. I mean, so many of these pundits are just talking right now as if it's like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Spurs are going to go down. I can't believe this. It wasn't like that when Villa went down or when West Ham went down. It's like Tottenham are a genuine force in this world and of world of football, and they are odds on to go down at this point, and they can't believe it. And that's what makes the Premiership great. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was the odd, you know, word in the ear of referees to quickly come to red card decisions, because that essentially nullifies the game. I mean, I can't. I'm this quick to the red card thing for tackles that, yeah, they're bad, but they're not like they were 10 years ago bad. Um, I thought there was a player on the side of Forest who raked down the back of Archie Gray's leg when he was free in midfield and didn't even get a yellow card for it in this game. It was absolute. I looked at it and I was just like, that's almost as bad as Xavi's. In fact, it's worse because he was actually through in midfield and he was away on goal. So why did Xavi Simons get sent off for his and that one was this? Oh, it was just an unfortunate mistake. So I kind of agree with you.
Realistically, though, if they were going to look and say we need to do what's best for the sake of the Premier League and make sure that a team goes up or goes down, it wouldn't be Spurs going down because Spurs bring so much money into this league. You know, they've got a huge stadium. They're a big name. They, lots of eyes on them all the time. The Premier League would be worse off without Tottenham in it. It might seem like a bit of a jape and a bit of fun for some people, but Tottenham are a benefit to the Premier League. They would be a massive benefit to the Championship, but Premier League is where the money is, and I'm sure the Premier League will be saying this is a very, very bad thing that Tottenham could potentially go down here.
Well, maybe that's what they're looking at, Stu. Maybe they're looking at making the Championship a little bit more heavyweight, in that sense. And everyone wants to beat Spurs if they go down. Everyone.
I think the Championship is the bastard son of the English Football League system. So I don't think anybody at the Premier League looks at it and goes, "Oh, we should be nice to the Championship." That would be. I don't think that's the case. Yeah. Again, I just think the referees have been very, very poor this year. I do think there's something in the theory that Liverpool result, that Liverpool decision. Good process, lads. That's. It just turned the idea that referees, they need to be ultra careful with us and they cannot make mistakes and, if anything, lean a little bit against us. And it's just gone too far.
Well, I mean, look at VAR. VAR is the oversight that they've been looking for. I mean, that's the overreach that they can control within the space of 4 minutes. They couldn't control referees before because referees were very impulsive. But now VAR, who knows who they're getting decisions made by. The billions going into they could easily script this in real time. There could be a bunch of producers behind the scene going, let's send that one that way or that one that way, if it's borderline.
Yeah, I think VAR has caused a massive issue in the refereeing in English football because it used to be the man in the middle made the decisions and you had to live with it, right? And all the pressure would be on him and he would have to make a decision and go with it. Right. But now he's got this, in the back of his mind, he thinks, oh, if I make a mistake here, VAR will pick up on it. Mm-hmm. Okay. But the problem is VAR often defaults to the decision on the field.
Yeah.
So if it's even slightly acceptable, that decision, like, oh, Ibrahim Sangare didn't mean to follow through and place his studs on the shin of Archie Gray. We're sure it wasn't, at the kind of power that would cause a real problem, despite the fact that Archie Gray was down for a few minutes and checking his credit card sized shin pads. Those things are fucking tiny and stupid.
That's not what I was talking about. That wasn't the one I was talking about.
No. But that was the worst one for me. Sangare should have been sent off for that.
You think that was a sending off?
Oh, that was a definite sending off. He went through and he followed through on the ball and his studs collided with Archie Gray's shins. It was worse than Romero's one where Romero got sent off for it. A pretty similar thing. Worse. There was also a push in the box, 2 hands on the back of our attacker.
Oh, that was
Should have been a
terrible.
penalty for that.
Yeah.
Right. There was the Sarr situation where Sarr got taken out and nothing was given.
Mm.
Right. If the ref thinks he dived, book him. Book him for diving. You're supposed to. That's what your job is, right?
Yeah.
But referees go, if I make a mistake, VAR will pick it up.
Well, but Sarr
Right?
got back
And
up, and
VAR
he's
go,
like,
we need to back the referee's decision on the field because we could kind of accept it. And that to me is absolutely worse. It's an abdication of responsibility by the referees in English football right now.
We also aren't being helped by the commentary, because the commentary always go on against Spurs. It's there was barely any contact in that. He only broke his leg, and that's they say that sort of thing, even though you can see that there's clearly been contact. We don't get any verbal backup from the commentary team. Everyone seems slightly anti-Spurs, and I know that sounds like me being paranoid, but it's my perception.
Yeah. By the way, TalkSport are reporting that Igor Tudor will not return to the club.
oh, wow, really?
Make of that what you will. Igor Tudor, I'm not sure.
Oh my God. Well, TalkSport is saying it. That's a pretty that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Will not return to the club. Wow.
I may not return.
I will continue to return to the club. It's in my blood. I can't
I'm going to
stop
phone
it now.
TalkSport right now. Hey, I may not return, and a bunch of us in LA.
I could have gone to that game. I was kicking myself right up until watching it well after the result had happened, and with my dad, and I was watching it with my dad, and I was like, oh, I could have taken my dad to this one because it really was Spurs in full bloom. Like you got the flares in the street, and you got the buses coming. My God, it looked like it was all teed up for everything to go right, and the crowd were unbelievably good. There was no booing, there was no moans and groans that I could detect. We were so on top of them. I am like bereft of ideas at this point. I finished that game and I'm like, I actually think we did. It's hard to say this. I actually think as a club in its entirety, we need to go down. And it's the first time I've really sort of aired that, but I've been feeling it, and I know we had a bit of a kick the last few weeks because of the Liverpool result and the Atletico Madrid performance, which was fantastic, but it was Europe, and for some reason in Europe we just have this extra ability to be, it's the Champions League magic. I think I don't know. Atletico would beat most of the teams in the Premiership as well, but we still beat them on the day because we just had that extra, and I felt we could score in most of our attacks. But for some reason, against Nottingham Forest, who are totally shit, I mean they're really shit compared to most of these other clubs in the Premiership, we just cannot turn up. And I was like, I could have taken my dad to that game, and I would have dragged him and his bad ankle through the turnstiles and up through the. And we would have got beaten again, like we did against Ajax in the semi-finals. I mean, it's but which I went to as well.
Well, you were just sort of intimating that perhaps there might be something good to going down, and then you went on the little sidetrack there. What do you?
Yeah. I do think I honestly think that there's the playing staff have to be melted down. I don't. The way I see it is like, what would happen if we stayed up? Like, what would be the benefits, in terms of the playing staff, if we stayed up, how would that affect what we're doing? I genuinely don't know if that much would change. I think we'd have Romero and Van de Ven kicking up a stink over the summer. We'd have Lange promising this and that. We'd have a board who don't know what they're doing. We'd have Vinay, who's a number two, who's pretending he's a number one, and we don't have a number one, just like Simon Jordan says. They are both number twos to number ones that are non-existent at the club. And ultimately, what we'd end up with is no players going out, very few going out. Yes, people might get their moves and this and that. It might make some money back. But who wants to come to Spurs at this point? We have an academy that's completely underused. Going down to the Championship, yes, there would be people who are coming to Tottenham, coming to the ground, would ultimately love to play there, but their fandom their players have never been used to playing in front of such an immense crowd who would be desperate to get back up at the first attempt. I think we would truly see who Spurs are if we bounced right back. And ultimately, we're going to be looking at the core group of players who are Spurs coming back up into the Premiership. We will never make this mistake again, just like Villa. We were never going to do this again, although maybe they got relegated twice. I don't know. But
Yeah,
ultimately, I just don't think that. Who knows what's going to happen with the ownership of the club, because going down to the Championship isn't a good look. I think it probably wipes $1 billion off the club value, which is just insane. But we would get our Spurs back. And I don't know, if we stayed up, how convinced I am that we would get our Tottenham back if we stayed up. I think we'd be in this situation next year, because there'd be so many players on board who are so used to losing. We're not going to have a playing staff overhaul if we stay in the Premiership next year.
I disagree with you, Charlie.
Me too.
Good. Oh,
I was the optimist for nothing. But we have a youthful midfield. We've got Bergwijn, who's not back to fitness yet. We've got Archie Gray, who's coming, I think, into the...
How bloody good was he again yesterday, by the way?
Oh, he's a super player. And his decision-making is excellent. And I saw him conducting the central defenders, saying, go there. Yeah, he was actually taking charge. And then you've got Sarr, who I think is not playing his best, but he's got huge energy, and he gives Gray and Bergwijn freedom to do what they do. Then you've got Simmons, who I thought against Atletico was absolutely brilliant. You've got Tell, who I think has got a huge amount of potential that we're not yet seeing. You've got Olusesi, who looked very good when he came on last week and sort of actually made positive moves. You've got Mikey Moore to come back, and I'm still not sure about Mikey Moore. But you've got Ashley Phillips to come back. You've got Alfie Devine, who I think is very good. I think, I said on CADS the other day, I'm reminded of 2014, because we have got a group of young players. Jamie Donnelly's another one who I really rate. We've got a group of players, primarily young, who, under the right leadership, I think could come together.
I don't think Phillips is going to get a game. I don't think Donnelly. I don't think Devine's going to get a game if we stay in the Premiership. I don't think any of those guys are going to get a game ever.
Oh, and then you've got Vucevski.
Vuskovic won't come to Spurs if we're relegated. He'll go to
He's contracted to us.
But he's not playing the Championship. There's no way.
I don't think we're going to get relegated. I think we're going to stay up.
Well, I am at this point.
You respect your elders, young man. I played the age card.
You know what? Like, honestly, we need some kind of card playing. It needs to be an ace up the sleeve at this point, and I just don't see where it's. I honestly, at this point, I'm not convinced that it's going to come from anyone else but an alliance, unless somehow Roberto De Zerbi isn't going to come to Spurs unless he's
Roberto De Zerbi can stay the fuck away from my football club. Yeah, there are very few things that would make me go, I'm not sure I want to sit and watch a Tottenham Hotspur game. Roberto De Zerbi being in charge of Tottenham Hotspur would be one of those.
He may well take over in the summer. So if we stay up, so maybe you want to get us. Maybe it's better in that sense if we get relegated.
On the basis he won't take over now, I wouldn't want him.
Right.
If he said he'd take over now, I'd say yes by all means. But
yeah. But again, I'm absolutely with you on Gray, on Bergwijn. There's certain players I get rid of. I get rid of 3 of the back 4 right now, and I think all know who those would be. They all speak. 2 of them speak Spanish. And I'm sure Mickey van der Ven coming from Holland speaks Spanish as well, given that they speak 5 languages right out of the crib. But I've
got to say one thing about Mickey van der Ven. I heard him interviewed, and he has been misquoted. He is behind the team 100%.
Of course he is. I mean, look. Romero said he's going to fight 200% in every one of these games. 7 cup finals. I'm sick of hearing of it. I'm sick of hearing.
He's going to be sent off twice a game.
Bullshit. I know. Danso is great. I mean, but who are these guys going to stick around? I mean, I don't know what the kind of liquidation, because I've never paid too much attention to these clubs going down, how liquidated they get in terms of playing staff. But even players like, I think Archie Gray would probably stay. I mean, just because he just seems like that kind of guy. Everybody else, I think Bergvall will go. I think everyone's going to go. I really do. And I think that's why we would lean on our academy coming back up big time, because there's some really, really good players.
But we wouldn't know. We'd end up filling the squad full of players who we think are going to make the difference, and we do. Yeah, we might squeak back up, but it wouldn't change anything long term. We need to stay up, and we need to learn from this experience
I agree with
and
you.
make
I mean,
significant changes. If we go down, we will go down. We will go down the route of bringing in experienced players who know what they're doing, battle hardened, and will fight our way through to maybe getting into second. That's the thing. If we go down, we won't come back up as champions. We'll come back up as the second best. That's what it'll be, and it'll be dispiriting at getting that. And we'll be the joke, butt of all the jokes again. Tottenham went down to the Championship. They couldn't even win in the Championship. They came back up as second best.
I think that ideology, that sort of mentality is why, it's why this relegation scrap is so difficult for us. It's because none of us actually believe that we should be there, and nobody really is up for the fight. We go a goal down, and we haven't in all the times in the past since 2024, we haven't come back from a goal down. Isn't that mental? It is crazy to think that we haven't in 18 months come back from a goal down to win a game. It is unbelievable. And 2 goals down is even longer, obviously even longer. It's like almost 2 years now. It is
like
mental what's going on right now. And it requires, I've been saying this a long time in this pod, and I know you guys have been here for it. There is something so vapid and endemic within our club that is not prepared to fight. And it's not the fans. And I think we know that now. So whatever else it is, I just don't know what that inner core of a club looks like. It's supposed to look like, but I honestly think that the training ground and the stadium have not worked in our favor one bit at all. And everyone says, "Oh, our training ground and our stadium." It's like, I just don't think we've filled it with enough, Tottenham to rationalize. It was 6-star spa facilities these guys rock up to every day. It's great, but these guys aren't. They're not. It's a flipping health spa, is what it is, and they need some like damp brick walls and freezing cold concrete to kick them into gear.
Asthma. That's what they need. They need asthma. They all need lung infections and asthma. Every single one of them.
And we're the most injured team of all time. It's just, you cannot make this shit up. We create the most amazing. I live 3 miles from that Leicester City palace that they've built themselves. That amazing dome of a training ground, and they are flirting with League One.
Yes, they are.
It's something about cozying these already very cozy megastars in more cozy that is creating a cushy lifestyle. And these people who record them on Instagram when they come in the front door, I haven't seen her for a while. It's because, it's just so twee and so not football.
I'll be honest, that's probably a good thing, because a lot of people were commenting and saying, we're 16th, we're 15th, why are we doing all this happy stuff?
Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely.
So we're in a bad situation. Now, I don't think there's any denying we are in a bad situation, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter with every single week. We're now down to 16th. Last week we were 15th. Now we're down to 16th. We're 2 points ahead of West Ham? So one win. Even worse, 1 win. Well, we might as well be 2 points, because we've got a significantly better goal difference. But
don't say significantly better. We had
it is significantly better.
Oh, no, listen,
it was better before the Nottingham Forest game, certainly, but
exactly.
It's still better.
We're 17th, right? We're 17th.
16th.
How are we not 17th?
Let me check. No, oh God. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail and everything. We're down to 17th. Oh
17th.
no. Yeah. This is a nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. The thumbnail must be changed. There's extra work for me tonight.
Just to show you how goal difference can change, we were 8 goals up on Nottingham Forest. That game after yesterday, we're now 2 goals up on them, goal difference.
Yeah.
So
there's a difference of 11 between us and West Ham. And goal difference could be the difference maker. I really hope it isn't, because I hate our run of results. I hate our run of results. I hate the way it's making me feel. There's so much to hate and be unhappy about. I hate our form. Our form is terrible. It's absolutely awful. And realistically, something has to change. And maybe it's going to be forced upon us by this Igor Tudor thing, where he doesn't come back to the club. But how much is that going to cost the club? And it's not my money. It's not my money.
Well, maybe he's just gone, guys, this is just not my fight anymore.
Yep.
Maybe it's mutual agreement at this point.
I'm sure it is mutual agreement. Or maybe frankly, if I was him, I would be saying I need to step away for the benefit of my family.
Sure, absolutely.
And also for the benefit of the club. I'm not going to be able to give my best to Tottenham Hotspur whilst I'm going through this difficult situation. And I don't think there's any sensible, sane person alive who would begrudge him that.
I actually really like I like Igor Tudor. I really do,
Yeah.
and I think he'll get a great job. I think he may even come back to the Premiership. But ultimately, people have been saying this for a while, but I think he was getting somewhere. But ultimately, if you have that kind of, he was saying it before the game, if you have that kind of fan support coming into the stadium, 60,000 people cheering you on, they were faultless, and yet still. And he is a drill sergeant. If they still are their heads dropped to the extent that they did when that Forest goal went in, and we can't force a goal into that net, which we should have done for, the middle half of that first half. If we can't do that, that is something that I don't know if it can be fixed within the 10 games that he was given, or 12.
Yeah.
I don't know.
7 games left, everybody. Yeah, this is tough. I mean, what do you do? Stick or twist? I mean, if we twist, we need a new ethos. We need a new guy coming in, setting things up for the second time this season. And as you say, I like Igor Tudor. I like the way he talks. I like the way he kind of represents the club, and he protects the club as well. I've liked some bits of the football, but the players, the confidence is so brittle. It's so bad that right now one bad thing goes against them, everything falls apart. You could literally see heads drop yesterday's game. So this is tough. It's really, really hard.
I mean, it's been mismanagement for a couple of years now, and everyone can harp on about Ange, but and have that sort of nostalgic retrospective, but it was not good with Ange. It was
we were
not.
17th last year as well. I mean, it's bloody awful.
We were terrible in the Premier League.
And it's shocking.
And it just goes to
9
show
points clear of relegation. Goal difference was 27 goals better than we currently have.
And
not that I've looked it up or anything.
But again, it's that Europe factor that gives you that sort of false sense of achievement. Whatever's going on in Europe, and these are good teams that we've been beating. Even Bodo Glimt had a good thrash of it in the Champions League this year. But Atletico, they probably didn't turn up completely, and we beat them, fair enough. And we had a good go at them at once we went 3-4 down in Madrid. But ultimately these are top teams, and when you're in the Champions League, we had a decent run of it, but we did have some pretty easy fixtures. We aren't, and this is the first time I've say this, because I've always backed the players, because I always think man for man they're actually very, very good players. It is just 2.5 years of being improperly coached, and a lot of that comes down to Levy, a lot of that comes down to the club, but a lot of it comes down to Ange as well, and Thomas Frank, and it's just unfair to point anything at Igor Tudor at this point. It really is. He could not turn that oil barge, the way that he did, the way that Thomas Frank spoke about it. But he really was on a hide into nothing. And the Premier League is savage. Forest were 18th. They are a good team. They played us off the fucking park in the second half there.
Yeah, this is a problem. There's a lot of good teams in the Premier League right now, and we're coming up against them, and they're getting They're getting the rub of the green. They're the ones who come away with the points. And every game we lose, losing becomes a habit, and it's getting more and more ingrained. And we absolutely need to turn it around. And I don't know if Igor Tudor is the guy who's going to be able to do that. As much as I like him, as much as I appreciate him, as much as I do, I respect him. I respect the guy. I think, he's come in, he's done his best, but maybe it's not the approach we need.
Well,
I don't like him.
You just said he's gone. You just said he's gone.
No,
so...
I said TalkSport. I said he's not returning.
Well, there you go.
No, that doesn't.
Was that Jamie O'Hara on one of his rants?
Oh, Jamie
O'Hara
can do.
Yeah. I'd like to see someone come in with a bit of Spurs heritage, just to get the crowd on side, and to help pass on the passion about Spurs to the players.
Yeah, and someone with genuine affection for Spurs, someone who's genuinely, beloved by Spurs fans. No more talk of fucking Tim Sherwood. Tim Sherwood can get out of here, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he would be that would be a guaranteed way of getting us relegated, bringing him in. I mean, he was going on about performative nonsense and stuff. This is the guy who was saluting Adebayor. I mean, he was the king of performative nonsense. He needs to keep himself well out of the conversation.
I loved Adebayor.
Adebayor was fine. He was a good striker. He scored decent goals for us.
Charlie, go ahead and say it.
Didn't like Sherwood. Didn't like
Sherwood. I know what you're saying, dude. Go
ahead and say it, Charlie.
Ultimately, I thought that, but that was back in January. I was saying that, mate. I was saying back in January that he should have come in, and I think we would have said, because back then it was clear we were in a relegation fight. Yeah. We were 12 points ahead of West Ham in 18, and we were already in a relegation fight. I could see it coming a mile off. But
that's what I'm saying, Stu. We can see it. Oh no, we're not.
I wouldn't do it now, because I don't even believe that's necessary. What I believe is necessary right now is that we need to attack at all costs. I mean, when we look at the Atletico game, two of those goals came from the two Simmons goals came from brute determination to go straight towards the goal. It was Archie Gray winning it in midfield. 1-2, and then Simmons, just a beautiful finish. But if you look at Simmons's penalty, what won Simmons's penalty was Bergvall just determined to get the ball into towards the penalty area. And even yesterday, I was watching us play that same old Thomas Frank style, where we play it around the edges, this big stupid U formation, and try and get a cross in. Solanke is not a top striker. He is quiet. He is introverted. He loves manga, and all of these are signs that he does not direct the play up front. He's not a replacement for Kane by any means, and Richarlison can barely speak a word of English. We need people up front who are absolutely, and Colomboani is French. We need people up front who are absolutely vocal about getting the ball into the box and demanding the ball. And just force that ball into the net, which is what everybody else seems to be able to do against us so well. But
mate, there is nothing wrong with being French. All right,
not saying there's nothing wrong with French, but they're all very standoffish characters. I mean, Richarlison's an exception because he actually, he has that sort of like body language that makes things happen. But Solanke, as much as I really want him to work for us, is not a demanding striker. He doesn't demand things to happen. And our complete front line is entirely timid towards, forcing the ball into the net, which is in the Premier League what you have to do before you get fancy and I don't know. I really think that if we bring anybody in, he's going to really have to really get these guys by the scruff of the neck. These 3 or 4, 5 forwards that we've got remaining. I think Tell's doing an okay job. Bless him. He's a great player.
Tell who might be injured now. Tell may be injured. Came off with an injury yesterday, and there's talk that it's they're unsure how long it's going to be.
I just don't think he's the guy that's going to keep us up.
Charlie, that type of forward player you're talking about, he's actually in our team. we just need
to
move.
Who is it?
Move our captain up to where he likes to
I would put Romero
God.
up front.
You lads have had Romero playing every single position on the pitch, I think, in the last couple of years.
It's a great idea because you know what? One of the most promising moves we had in the second half was when Romero decided to just like play off the wing.
Enough. I'm going up front.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going up front. I mean,
all right, guys, we're going to need to call an end to this. I feel we've gone round the Rikins, but we're going to go round one more time. I'm going to ask everybody. Let's say Tudor has decided he will not be returning. You are in charge of bringing in the next Tottenham manager, interim, permanent, whatever, your choice. Who's it going to be? Charlie.
Right. Well, here's what I'd do. I would get every player who has shown an ounce over the last 25 years of playing for Spurs. I would get them all together in a conglomerate manager fashion and push them all into the changing room and have them just, show how much it means to Spurs and all go in there and just absolutely manage the whole thing. Even if it's the biggest clusterfuck of all time, coordinated by Harry Redknapp. He's pulling the strings, but literally we are in an absolute rearguard. We are desperate at this point to stay up. If we go down, it is absolute disaster, and we have to think absolutely outside the box to do this. So if it's Redknapp with Defoe, Redknapp with who else? Robbie Keane, I don't give a shit. Anybody, Jurgen Klinsmann, fucking, Teddy Sheringham, throw him in there. Ginola, I want all those boys in that changing room and on the sideline. It's keep Spurs up, and we have to, as a club, collectively do this, even if it means bringing literally everybody. Sorry to keep rabbiting on, but they keep bringing these players back from Poch's era, one at a time, who visit the stadium. They had Dele Alli, they had Vertonghen, they had Alderweireld, and it's great. Sonny, it's great and everything, but at the same time, it's like a little bit cringe. It's like, okay, great, yeah, we were great back in Poch's era. Thanks for reminding us. You guys are shit. But
Ash, what's your choice?
I sort of agree with Charlie with that. One going along with this, there's no way he would leave the Hungarian team he's with now.
No, he won't.
But you would have to offer Keane, okay, we're going to give you the full-time job as well. Keane would be also another one of those guys. He played with a bit of chip on his shoulder.
Would you though? Can I ask this, Ash? Would you, if you gave Keane 10 million right now, which is way less than what would happen if we went down, and say you're on like a 7 match contract, to leave this, and you'd probably get if you keep us up, you're probably going to get some team in the Premiership who would absolutely snap you up. I would give Keane 20 million for the next 7 games. If that's the right guy, fucking go for it.
Yeah,
and I think you'd take the money. It's flipping Ferencváros in Hungary, for crying out loud. If they want Keane, they get Keane, I think.
Chasing a league title. It's going to be difficult to get someone.
Who gives a shit?
It's career building, isn't it? Austen.
I'm inclined to go with Keane. He's won 3 titles in with 2 clubs in 2 countries.
All right. I would kind of go a little bit of Charlie's thing. I'd bring in Ryan Mason, would be my choice. He's available. He's taken the job before. He gets us playing good football. But I would have a rotating list of people coming through the door to talk to the club about their experience, talk to the players, and join us on the training ground. Get Jermaine Defoe on the training ground. Get Glenn Hoddle talking to our midfielders. Xavi, have you met this? Xavi, have you met Glenn Hoddle? He was quite good for us. I don't think we have any wingers that
Rafa Van der Vaart, mate. Van der Vaart.
No, I don't think we currently have any fit wingers that we would be introducing to Ginola or Rafa Van der Vaart or someone like that. Rule Fox. Let's get Rule Fox back. See how he fit. What's he up to nowadays? Yeah. Who do you get in as defender? I mean, obviously Ledley King. Do we try and get Nabat back for a little bit of a coaching stint?
Michael Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dawson. Yeah.
I don't think
goalkeepers. Brad Friedel, come back, Brad Friedel.
Definitely not Casey Keller. Casey Keller is done. But I don't think these defenders know how to defend. They're top defenders. Like I think they're just so demoralised by how bad we are in attack. They just let goals in.
It's that position. We just let too many people take shots from just outside the D. It's crazy. We're not picking people up. It's nuts.
If we do get a new manager, we should do another podcast.
If Igor does decide that he is not coming back and the news breaks, we will do another podcast. Absolutely. And we will get round the table and talk a load of crap again about who we think is going to come in, and they'll employ someone who we did not even mention in the conversation, exactly like last time. So hell, let's see how that goes. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. Please give us a like, subscribe, leave a little comment, whether you're listening on Spotify or your favorite podcasting platform, or YouTube if you're watching on there. It's been a little bit of a rambly one, as always, and once again we've all had a little bit of a rant, but we will be back again in a few weeks. We've got a break now, everybody. Our next one, let's see, our next game, we're into April. It's the 12th of April against Sunderland, so we will be back on the 13th of April. We'll be here. The CADS will be joining you once again, and thanks everybody one more time. Come on, you Spurs.
Take the punch with every wild take. We raise up our glass while pundits just chuckle. Ignore them, alas. The CADS chat shit. To the left and the right, we're taking a hit, so you know it's true. Hear the banter ignite. Raise your voice loud, shout it out tonight. The CADS chat shit. We'll sing it again with a smile and a grin. Oh, here's to the boys. Let's make it a trend with a wink and a nudge. Let the fun never end. Last week we claimed it'll be 5-0 for sure. Now we're debating if we'll score at the door. Did you see that last miss? What a fiery debate. As we pull up our chairs and we narrow our fates. Hot takes flying high, we're the kings of the pub. While the lads on the pitch just need a good rub. From the top of the table or right back to the ground, you'll hear us all chatting that familiar sound. The CADS chat shit. To the left and the right, we're taking a hit, so you know it's true. Hear the banter ignite. Raise your voice loud, shout it out tonight. The CADS chat shit, we'll sing it again with a smile and a grin. Oh, here's to the boys, let's make it a trend with a wink and a nudge. Let the fun never end. We'll argue with a passion like it's do or die, with half-baked logic and a mischievous eye. Trust me, mate, we'll climb up the ranks while the